When they first said, we're going to Montana.
Sorry, everyone.
When they first said Montana, my reaction was, Montana? I'm sure that was some of your reaction too. This is the third daughter that I have given away. It's never easy. I'm going to be right in line with everybody. You never know how hard something is going to be until you try and do it. And preparing to give my third daughter away, there's no way to do it except to do it. My three daughters have been a handful. And I've got stories galore to tell about any one of them, so we can talk after the ceremony if you're interested. I will say, however, that all the boys who have been through my life, my daughters, and now Taryns has picked the right one. The first two did, and then Taryns did it. My son picked right. Now I have 4 daughters, and I have 4 sons. And every one of them is as happy as can be. The operative word of the day seems to be weird. When Taryns came home, after she started getting interested in Tim, he had hung around my house when they were, I don't know if it was early high school or middle school. I didn't know she liked him. And then she started liking him. And then when she finally chose to identify him to me, what she said was, Dad, you're going to like this guy. The reason you're going to like him is because he looks normal. But then what she said is, but he isn't. He's like I am. And I knew what Taryns was. Most people who get to know her find out the same thing. So I get to do tonight what I love to do is get to talk about Taryns. And I want you to just hear some of these things. I know you're going to listen to them, but they really show what a unique and individual person she is. So I want to sort of talk out an outline of sort of where she's been in her life, where she is now, and now that Tim is here, where we go from there. Taryns had a pretty difficult early elementary school life because she had a lot of medical problems. She had 3 brain surgeries at the ages of 6, 8, and 10 at Johns Hopkins University, and Ben Carson did all 3 surgeries. And he saved her life every 2 years till she was dead. 5 years old, I walked by her bedroom one time. And she was in her room crying. And I said, Taryn, why are you crying? She said, because I'm the youngest in our family. And I'm going to be the last one to die, and there'll be no one for me. Look around now, Terry. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. It was the first time that I thought this girl might be smart because she's in high school. She got straight A's, and she had other talents. She was in the National Honor Society, and she was a terrible athlete. So were all my daughters. There were no soccer players. There were no baseball, football fans. She went on to college. She did very well in college. She was a psych major. And I asked her one time, why you wanted to be a psych major? She said, because all my friends come to me and they want me to solve their problems. So she took up psychology. She was a Phi Beta Kappa. And during her years in college, she decided to take a semester abroad, as had her two older sisters. And I thought she would want to go to France or Switzerland or somewhere like that. She says, I want to go to the Czech Republic. I said, what's the Czech Republic? And she went. And she traveled all over Europe. Every weekend she would go somewhere. The place that had the greatest influence on her was when she went to Poland. She went to Auschwitz. And she said, I made it through there pretty well until I saw a pile of baby shoes. And there was nothing I could do about it. She had a gift for caring. And it was obvious. It stayed with her. And she went on to get a job after she graduated. And the first job she took was with Catholic Charities. And I came home one night and she was doing karate moves. And I said, Taryn, why are you doing karate moves? He said, well, she said, I work with 10-year-olds and they're kids that are away from home, that their parents threw them out or their charities were taking care of them. But we had to learn to control them, and they taught me how to take down a 10-year-old. She was happy helping people. Now she's doing suicide prevention at the VA. She's been there a year or two, I guess. I'm out of it. But she loves that job. And one of the first times she ever called me was to say, after she got that job, I saved a man's life today. And she cared and she tried. And being a psychologist, not a therapist, but just a human being who loved other people and wanted to help them. I want to give Tim some advice. Tim has gone through a 2-year hazing period on his 2 brothers-in-law. It was like a fraternity hazing to become a member of my family.
Pledge.
But Phil and Andres grew to love Tim because he went right along with it. They'd come home, come over to our house, they'd all be there. Bill would say, drop and give me 20. Tatum was in on it too, my oldest daughter. They prepared cupcakes one time for his birthday. And they put one of the cupcakes, covered it with mayonnaise instead of and they painted it green and they colored it green and they put his name on it. So we'd go for that one instead of any of the others on the plate. He ate it.
Straight to the punchline. He ate.
And you're marrying Tim, a psychologist, a therapist. And if sometime you're being a jerk, which you won't do often, but when you do, she'll be able to tell you that you're being a jerk. And not only that, but the kind of jerk that you are. But you're now one of my 3 sons, 4 sons. And I couldn't be prouder. Couldn't be happier. If you decide to have children, and you know, my kids know how much I enjoy quotes, because they say so much in so few words. One of my favorite quotes, if you have children, there are 2 great gifts that you can give your children. One is roots, the other is wings. And that's what I wish for. Whatever you decide to do, your children will be your most valuable asset. They're certainly the best thing I ever did.
Page 2.
And a couple of quick ones for Taryns. Sometime, if Jim screws up, give him a break. His greatest asset for you is that he loves you with all your heart, with all his heart. I want to before I wrote a short essay. But I was looking through the internet, because one of the things that I'm supposed to do is tell a joke or two. And I'm not great at telling jokes or making them up, so I picked a couple that I thought were kind of funny.
Not the actual.
Not the
Not the
idea.
Jelly Jam one either.
No, these, and I tried them out on my daughters, not Taryns, to see if they were overboard. Some of them were slightly off color, or just two of them. But these are Hollywood comedian jokes. And then I'll get serious again. Marriage is like a walk in the park, Jurassic Park. This is from a movie star who had been married 8 times. He says, always get married in the morning. That way, if it doesn't work out, you haven't wasted the whole day. From Rodney Dangerfield, I get no respect. My wife likes to talk to me when she's having sex. The other night she called me from a motel. Sticking with Rodney, my wife and I have an on and off relationship. I get on and she tells me to get off. And the last one is I can't use some of these.
There's 2 young kids, careful.
Okay, I better stop there. I did one last thing, as I said.
And then Taryns towards 10.
I wrote an essay. It's only a couple of paragraphs, but it's what I feel. And I'm not going to be able to make it through this very well. But you'll recognize everybody. You were born, Taryns, and all too quickly you were out of my arms. Arms that always held you so closely. I looked down and you were standing by my side, holding my hand and looking up to me for direction, protection, and explanations. Again, all too quickly, you let go of my hand, climbed onto my shoulders, and looked around to see for yourself what life may have in store for you, good and bad. Now, Also too quickly, you're standing tall and strong beside me. Now on your own. You're independent, self-assured, and showing me the person that you have become. Caring, compassionate, and forgiving. Finally, and definitely too quickly, Tim appears, and our days of childhood have abruptly come and gone. Our memories, however, are as clear and as special as ever. You are with Tim now, but you will always be welcome back into my arms, and neither of you will ever be too old or too big to be held close to my heart. You have grown up now, Taryns, still way too quickly to become everything a parent could dream of. Someday soon, my time to watch over you and watch you grow will end. Your time with Tim is really just beginning. And I know that the doors that you will open, good and bad, as time passes, will be faced by you and Tim together. This thought will be with me throughout eternity. I love you both with all my heart.